skies above, ships of Triton battle, magic and the divine.
The arcane is deeply interwoven into the lands of the edge. The very thing that allows for the sky ships is the presence of natural resources enriched with the arcane. In a world so rich with magic, the divine is not far. While most of the Edge's arcane power runs through science and the study of nature, some of the magic users draw their power from a different, higher source. There are those who pray, and if they do, they pray to the sky or to the earth. But all, even the most practical of academics, thinks the Mother Storm holy. The Mother Storm is the source of all life, sentient or not. The sky academics speak of its all-consuming power. The earth scientists speak of the life it seeds once its water hits the ground. The holy storm is a great source of raw power, both magical and natural. Whenever it howls over the city of Sanctus, the academics bring forth new wonders, and whenever its lightning and holy waters hit the great lake, life springs forth anew, and the earth scientists become capable of incredible rejuvenating feats. So the divine of the edge is born in the sky and in the ground, deeply connected to nature and inherently inhuman. The great storm is powerful beyond understanding, but it is not sentient. So the people that praise it do not engage in dialogue. Instead, they call upon different creatures. As the mother storm seeds life in earth, so it does in sky. The great sky whales are the least of these creatures. The greater of them tower over even the biggest of the sky whales. They feed on the residual magic that gathers within storm clouds. Thus they are called storm eaters. These storm eaters are rarely seen flying over the edgelands. Instead, they spend most of their eternal life in open sky. Open sky is what people of the edge call the parts of the sky that lie beyond the colossal cliff and beyond the holy Sanctus rock. No one has ever ventured into open sky and returned save for 3 brave pioneers. Each of them a captain of their own ship. These 3 ventured out into the open sky in different ages. The first, second, and third age respectively. Each of them returned, their very being transformed by their encounters with the holy storm eaters. They are the 3 immortals and act as a mouthpiece for these divine beings. They herald different and alien goals, the true intention unknowable to mortals. They each head one of the 3 great churches of sky, all subservient to the church of the Mother Storm. The churches send holy men to enact their will throughout the edge, only Sanctus being above their divine influence. Sanctus in itself is no stranger to the divine. The very rock that this great floating city is built on bristles with arcane magic, and it is considered to be one of the 3 oldest living things in the Edge, even older than all but one of the Storm Eaters. This one Storm Eater, along with Sanctus and finally the great onyx shell clam, are called the 3 Ancients. They are worshipped by one of the churches of Sky, the academics of Sanctus, and the Earth scientists, respectively. When it comes to the deep woods, there are a multitude of different divine entities. Just as the deep woods is filled with all manner of different creatures, so did the divine energy of these lands also take root in a multitude. Nature spirits are plentiful, some representing animals, others plants. Even some normal animals soak up greater parts of the innate magic that is stored in nature and become something beyond natural. These supernatural beings develop curious abilities and sometimes even sentience. Thus, the worship of great old spirits and ancient animals is common throughout the deep woods and in Great Lake City. The churches of Sky, just like the academics of Sanctus, look down on that practice. They hate the worship of what they think of as unclean, earth-based, lower creatures. Their enforcers try to convert, or in extreme cases, kill everyone caught worshipping the spirits of the earth. That is why there are no earth-based temples in Hive, Undertown, and especially not Sanctus. After the Great Purge, these practices became more commonplace. Now, during the Third Age, the churches of Sky venture forth into the deep woods, sometimes even declaring holy hunts. During those hunts, they pursue and sometimes even slay the magical ancient creatures of the deep woods. Ever since the rise of the flying fleet of Great Lake City, such hunts are becoming more difficult, however. Lastly, magic and their arcane sciences. In their eternal thirst for knowledge, both scientists of the Earth and the academics of Sanctus managed to free and use the potential within nature. There's no distinction between a scientist and a magician, though some have more inherent talent, while others are more studious, attaining their power through hard work and learning.
The third and last party of magical beings of the Edge is not of the Edge at all. This paradox in and of itself speaks to the nature of these creatures. They are commonly known as demons or devils, though that is too simple to actually portray their truth. They are beings not born of the Mother Storm. No one knows where they first came from, or how old they are. Everything about them is, as is their nature, nebulous. Suffice it to say that they are the very reason why even the bravest of sky pirates will not sail into one of the flowing mist banks that sometimes cross from open sky into the deep woods. Those that draw on their unholy power are mostly seen as impure and evil by earth and sky alike. But here, as in all things that have to do with the grey beings, there are no blacks and whites. Yes, some follow violence and wrath. Others, however, hunt for vengeance or riches. Is there truly anyone free of greed after all? Is there no one deserving of vengeance in the world? The great grey beings will lend their power for many pursuits that most would call noble. But again, grey zones make for poor religion.